Hello candidates, I am going to dictate you a passage from Progressive magazine. So please get ready for the dictation. The dictation will start after 15 seconds. Sir, as we look at our imports, which have increased by 9 to 10 times of our exports, we find that the major elements which have led to this shooting up of our imports have been first crude oil and petroleum products, which occupy now 70% of our imports. Mr. Finance Minister, in the Associated Chambers of Commerce meeting yesterday, gave the figure of 72%, and he said that we must plan to bring it down to 60%. So, the major components of our huge import bill are first, the petroleum products and crude oil, and second, the group of other items of maintenance such as fertilizers, edible oils, cement, etc. Now, Mr. Vice Chairman, my fourth point is that the import policy which has been announced in this House for this year does not deal with the main elements. These two groups of elements, namely crude oil and petroleum products and fertilizers, edible oil and cement, which are causing this huge deficit. We have got a good import policy, but it has nothing to do with the elements which are causing the main mischief in our trade balance. Let me summarize or recall what has been stated in our new import policy. The new import policy has removed 160 items from the open general license. It has shifted 42 from the restricted to the banned list, and it has placed 63 new items under the open general license. Now, if I am not mistaken, Mr. Chairman, this import policy will reduce our imports this year from that of last year by rupees 100 crores. Now, this rupees 100 crores reduction of our imports by this new import policy is about 0.8% of our total import bill. That is all that our import policy does, because the new import policy has nothing to do, as I said, with the two major elements causing the import bill to go up, namely crude oil and petroleum products and fertilizers, edible oils and cement. Now, may I say that with rupees 100 crores reduction, the new import policy is going to economize on the import bill for the next year is not likely to be on account of the import bill on items other than petrol, etc. If the finance minister is right, if the government is right, and the president's address is right, there is going to be an upsurge of 10% in industrial development. If investments and industries pick up, this import policy will not lead to any economy. A rupees 100 crores reduction in imports will not come about. Therefore, I leave this point by saying that the import policy of the government is good and is necessary for what I call non-important the items that we need to have outside the import policy. Therefore, I want to plead in the House with the government for a national energy policy. Mr. Vice Chairman, I am one of the economists who has studied the energy problem and published a possible national policy under which there can be at least 25% economy in the next year in our use of crude and petroleum products. It is not the time to go into them, and it does not apply to the Ministry of Commerce, but the deficits in our imports, which are primarily due to the deficits in import of crude oil for a national energy policy, which is urgently needed. Once again, would plead for this, as this is one of the means of getting our imports in some sort of in line with our exports. As far as fertilizers, edible oils, and cement are concerned, I do not see any reason why we are continuing these large and increasing imports of these items instead of utilizing the existing capacity of our units fully. The story of capacity utilization in fertilizers and cement companies for the last year makes sad reading. Therefore, outside the import policy, the government needs to take action on these two groups of items: the crude oil and petroleum, and the fertilizers, the edible oils and cement, to make us more self reliant and self sufficient in our production as one of the means of having our imports in line with our exports. My fourth comment, Mr. Vice Chairman, is with regard to our exports. We have planned in the seventh plan for exports amounting to rupees 9800 crores, and the new policy which has been set forth comprises of more items placed under open general license, controls on a large number of units removed, 12 items added to the banned list, making a total of 71 items, and 3 items decanalized also. This gradual taking away of controls shall help the industry to grow in the right directions as envisaged in the budget.